G'day world. In today's quick CoinCity update, we've got a quick look at the overall crypto market. We've got hedge funds getting a fear of missing out, the old FOMs, and we also have a quick look at the EOS crowd sale, which is coming up tomorrow. So let's check it out. Let's get started. Okay, so quick look at the market to start things off today. And basically we're looking at drops from a couple of percent up to around 10% across the board. Literally every single coin, every single one of the top 30 coins is in the red. And I just want to touch on why that might be. And it's pretty much because we're in a bit of a flight to safety mode at the moment because there's a little bit of uncertainty on the two big coins. So the reason I bring up the two big coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, is because previously when there were problems with Bitcoin, we'd see money flow from Bitcoin into Ethereum and vice versa. It was kind of like staying within the ecosystem. Whereas at the very start, before Ethereum was even around, when anything ever happened on the crypto side of things, money would just flow basically from Bitcoin back to US dollars and back in. But now we've seen that when there were little flights to safety, you could see that the money was staying within the crypto world. But now because we've got Bitcoin with issues on the scaling side of things and Ethereum potentially having big issues on the scaling side of things as well, their blockchain has been so bloated, it's been growing at such a fast rate that people thought that Ethereum was not going to be having big issues on the scaling side of things, but now it looks like it's obviously going to, because there are so many new applications being built on it that it's just growing at such a fast rate. And so that might be why we're seeing a little bit of a drop across the board at the moment. And also with all these ICOs that have raised all this money, if they see the prices falling because they've raised Bitcoin and Ethereum, they see the price of these falling and they go, gee, do we want to take the risk and maybe only end up with half of the amount of money that we've actually raised? Or do we want to put a bit of what we've raised into dollars and make sure that we do have funds to actually build the platform that we promised that we're going to be able to do? And so that's pretty much a bit of the selling pressure on the entire market at the moment. Obviously, this is just a teething kind of issue, short-term kind of thing. But it's going to be pretty rocky moving forward. I'd be estimating. But overall, we are clearly in a massive bull market. Basically, generational movement of funds. So, having a look at the quick where we are with the SegWit 2x side of things, 86.1% of blocks over the last day have been mined signaling SegWit 2x, which is great, and we're coming up to 73.1% in the last week. Again, when that reaches around about 80%, that's when it's pretty much going to be locked in, which is great. However, there's still uncertainty, and that's still a reason why it's a little bit rocky. If you're looking to pretty much save your funds and protect yourself during this bit of a turbulent time, you can always just lend your money out on Bitfinex. So say your coins into US dollars and then rent those dollars out to give them to people who are looking to leverage themselves. You can basically get around about 0.1% per day. These are the recent trades that have happened. 0.1% is around about 30% annualized after fees. So it's definitely a very good return. If you want to be doing a little bit of that, I do a bit of that, you can click the link in the description below, and that'll let you save on fees. So you will be getting around about 36% annualized instead of 30% for the first month. But that's a good place to park your money when you're really not sure what's going on and you're not long or short, but you're just a bit, want to be a bit safe for the time being. Moving on from there, obviously we are in a massive bull market, and a lot of hedge funds have recently, over the last year, started to advertise the fact that they are investing in this space. So, and obviously over the last year, they've done very well compared to the legacy market, like the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ. So a lot of people who hold money in hedge funds that aren't invested in crypto are turning to their fund managers and asking, hey, why aren't you invested in this? And as the Bitcoin crypto ecosystem grows and grows and grows, those people with the money are going to be asking the fund managers more and more to be involved in this. And if the hedge fund managers don't put their money into this area, or they're going to walk. And so obviously a lot of these hedge funds are just going to start building positions in this area to keep everyone happy. And then obviously that's a bit of a snowball effect. The more money that comes in, the more everything's worth, the more everyone else talks about it, the more everyone who doesn't have it puts pressure on everyone else to be involved. So this is going to basically open a floodgate of potentially, I reckon, up to the $1 trillion mark for crypto in general. Obviously, we're around about 100 billion at the moment. It's a big call, but a lot of people with a lot of money. So hedge funds even themselves look after is a multi-trillion-dollar market. So even small percentages of their money invested in this entire system is going to have big movements in the price. So moving on from there, EOS. I wanted to just do a quick talk about the EOS token distribution. It's an ICO which is starting on the 26th, and basically it's not one of those crowd funds where you're going to be having to get in the first 5 minutes and you're going to miss out. This one is actually going to happen over an entire year, and the way it's going to work is basically there's going to be a certain amount, around 2 million, or exactly 2 million EOS tokens sold basically each day over the next year. And how it's going to work is that, let's say if I put in 2% of the money that's raised for that day, all the money that comes in that day, I'll end up with 2% of those coins, regardless of the price that I paid. It just has to do with the ratio of money that goes in each day. That person will get that proportion of the coins that are delivered that day. So it's going to be really interesting. It's going to allow the price to kind of find itself over the year. So definitely stay tuned for that. There's no reason to really hurry to be involved in the first one. I've got a feeling that the coins for the first couple of weeks of distribution are going to be really high, then it's going to taper off, and then it's going to find itself. So it's a good one to just sit back and pay attention. The reason I'm bringing this one up is could be an enormous addition to crypto world. And so basically what it is, it's kind of like Ethereum, but if we think about where computers came before we actually had icons to click, when Windows came out and you actually click Word and say, oh wow, I'm into this now. Younger people wouldn't even realize that. You'd think we always had a situation where you'd just touch the picture and it opened up a file. Well, computers didn't used to be like that. And then so we made operating systems that allowed it to be a lot more visual and user-friendly, and that allowed us to basically have normal people be able to operate computers. Well, this is going to do exactly the same thing, but allowing people to interact and create their own blockchains, basically on Ethereum kind of networks. And so it's a massive project, pretty much a big deal, definitely worth having a look at, but it's going to go for a year, so just stay tuned for that one. See how we go. And that's pretty much all I've got for today. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave questions or comments in the section below. But other than that, have yourself a good day, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.
One broker lets you trade the global financial markets using Bitcoin. You can trade Forex, stocks, all the major indices, commodities like gold and oil, and you can even trade crypto with leverage. Pro traders can post their trades for bragging rights, where you can track their performance and copy their positions for free. All you need to get started is an email address. Click the link in the show notes below to check it out.